Good morning. I'm running behind as usual. So I guess I have a thought, maybe, kind of. Everything that I've been seeing this morning and hearing has been, it's had to do with, just to put it simply, just being a good human. Just love, being good to people and stuff like that. Hopefully we won't have trouble on the camera. We probably will. We'll see what happens. It's kind of looking funny as it is. But anyway, it's really not even bright today. I've seen stuff about, this morning before I got out of bed, I looked at my notifications and I had some notifications, and then of course if you look at notifications you end up seeing like some of the stuff in the feed, and I don't really like looking at the feed, but I started looking at the feed, and of course there's the videos of the cute little wolf puppies and Ryder. Oh my goodness, if I could have filmed his reaction, it would have been wonderful, because he was like turning his head and trying to figure it out, and like I had a little puppy in my phone and he was trying to get to it and couldn't figure it out whatsoever. But of course you had those, and then I seen a picture that said me after I've given it to God. Here I am, just checking on it. I was like, oh my God, that's every day. We give something to God and know He's going to take care of it, but we're still checking on the status of it every day. And then I saw a video about, people helping each other, being kind and, just love. And then the T.D. Jakes video I clicked on was about love and about how Jesus told them, the most important thing was to love Him with everything, with all of you, to love Him. And I was like, yeah, because then everything else, all the other commandments fall into place. If you love Him, everything else would be easy for you. It would fall into place. Well, then He done an example to further prove that fact, and I guess to get people to understand what He was saying. He said a woman, she could say, I don't want you to focus first on not cheating on me. I want you to focus on loving me with all your soul, heart, mind, and strength. And he said you might think that, she's a foolish woman or insecure or whatever. I can't remember how he put it. But actually she's really smart, because if you actually love her with all your soul, mind, heart, and strength, you ain't gonna cheat on her. And I was like, exactly. And it made me think, and my idea of the video today is to give God everything. We have to give Him everything. And I'm thankful for one of my sisters. She teaches our ladies class, our ladies studies that we have. And she done a meeting once about giving God all the pieces. And she did this little activity. I don't know if I've mentioned this in the video before or not. I have no idea. But she done this activity where we had these little paper hearts. It was a little paper heart, like a Valentine thing. And what it was is you ripped that heart up into little pieces. Not tiny, tiny pieces, but like maybe 4 or 5 pieces. And she said, write on each piece something that's broken your heart. And when you start thinking about that and writing things down, there's some things come up that bit of a shock to you because you don't think about them. But write all that down on the little pieces. And then she said, you have to give God all the pieces. You know, the Bible talks about how a broken heart and a contrite spirit God will not turn away. But God cannot heal you and help you if you won't give Him all the pieces. And I've mentioned that in a video like last week or sometime or another here recently about being the kid with the broke toy or the ripped teddy bear and refusing to let it go when the parents right there, hey, I can fix it, and you refuse to let it go. And that's the thing, when you love something, you hold on really tight, and it's like if you have a handful of sand, as soon as you start to close your hand to try to hold on to it, it starts seeping through. It's like there's an old song, hold on loosely, but don't let go. So we have to give it all to God, and that's the thing, is God is in control, and God loves you, and He's going to take care of you, and God knows what you need. And that's what I tell Him every day. I'm like, God, just have your way. You know what I need. I know you're going to take care of me. And He will. And it doesn't, there are situations in your life, and there's going to be things that you face, trials, and just things that just completely turn your world upside down. And you're not going to understand. You're not going to know why this is happening to you. And you're, I'm sure, going to be like me and like I've been in situations of why, you know, and you won't understand. But what you can know and what you can hold on to and what will get you through those times is knowing that God loves you, and all you can do is your very best. You know, God is not going to sit back and let you just suffer and suffer and suffer for nothing. I actually talked to somebody yesterday about Job, and they was talking about, you know, how they was having a really hard time, and they didn't understand, and they realized it wasn't God, it was the devil. The devil was on them. And Job got brought up. And Job is somebody that I think about a lot. You know, because it's such a huge help. And I don't think Job could have ever known how his story would help people, and how far down the line his story would be carried, and just the difference that it would make, the strength that it would give people. You know, I'm sure that maybe that could have helped him and made things better for him if he'd have known, you know. But the person was talking about it, and it's, I don't think they realized that God gave Job way more than he lost. Because that's something that they said, you know, God let that happen to him. And I said, the devil came and said, if you remove that hedge from around him, he will curse you to your face. Basically saying, I can make your servant deny you. And God said, go for it, you know. You just can't have his life. God protected his life, because if the devil had free reign, he'd take that too. He'd be happy to wipe you out. But he went through every bit of that. Even Job's wife said, why don't you just curse God and die? Appreciate you helping him, Job's wife. You know, standing by your man like you should. Which, ladies, at times it's going to be really hard, but that's what we have to do. That's our calling from God, to stand and be a support to our man. But Job's wife didn't. And I imagine in a situation so bad, it would have been hard. You know, I'm sure you would be like, I just want the suffering to be over. You know, and maybe in her moment, she was like, I don't want to see you suffering no more. I want this to be over. But he didn't. He was faithful to God. And God gave him back way more than he ever lost. And every bit of his suffering, look what's come out of it. I mean, God gave him way more back. You know, way more than he ever lost. I can't remember exactly how it says it in the Bible, but way more than he lost, he got back. And then, like I said, look how much it's helped. It's helped me. I don't know how many years ago that happened, but all those years down the road, here I am, and it helped me. So, you don't know all the time what it's for, but I assure you, your suffering is not for nothing. And God is going to show you in time, in His time, in the right time, why. It's not for nothing. But the point and the idea today is you have to give God everything. And I know it's easy to keep checking on it, you know, keep wanting to know and all this stuff, and I'm like, and I do that, and I'm like, well, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to know. And then I'm like, you're just trying to control the situation. Leave it alone. Put it in God's hands and leave it there. And it's truly a battle to do that. Like, it's hard. The devil don't want you to leave things alone and leave it in God's hands and just watch God move. He wants you to try to control the situation and manipulate the situation. Have yourself tore up, your nerves tore up, waste your time. You know, do a bunch of useless stuff. And He'll give you ideas to do. And I thought about it last night. I was like, you know, I'm glad I didn't do what I had on my mind that I was going to do. I'm glad I done something else that was productive, that was for me, that made me happy, instead of worrying about the little nonsense and the lies that the devil speaks and running and chasing after that. You know, and that may not make sense to nobody, but some people are going to understand that. The devil will whisper you little lies and have you tore up and have you to take your focus and your mind off of where it needs to be and get you focusing on things that don't even matter. So, but I love you guys. I'll be praying for you. Please be praying for me. Here at church, I'm going to go in. Hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday. And hopefully I'll see you soon. Probably tomorrow. But have a great day.